My name's Emily. I came to writing bizarrely through cycling, which is not what I expected. So as a child, always dreamed that I would be a writer one day and would have books published. And I lost my way a bit in my early adulthood. And eventually I found myself becoming a cycle courier. And I thought this would just be the end of my brain and I'd never use my intellect again. And quite to my surprise, the opposite thing happened. And I suddenly found I had a lot to say. I had the urge to write about it. I started writing a blog. It eventually turned into a book. And now I'm a writer through a route that I didn't expect at all. So Where There's a Will has been nominated for this prize, which I am blown away by, especially since it's in Wales, which is where I grew up. And the book has quite a lot of mid Wales in it. So it's a particular honour. The book is the story of me getting into long distance bike racing, which is another thing I never thought I would do. I was never a very athletic person. And all of a sudden, here I am riding hundreds and hundreds of miles across continents as fast as I can. And I like to think that this book will appeal to people who've done that sort of riding, who will recognise themselves and say, yes, that's what it's like. But I also hope that it will appeal to people like I was a few years ago, who look at that sort of thing and think, I could never imagine doing that. It's not a world I have any interest in or knowledge of, but maybe I'll give it a go and find out some more. So far, it seems to be doing all right. Okay, so this extract is from towards the beginning of the book. I'm racing the transcontinental across Europe for the first time, and I've reached checkpoint 1, which is the summit of Mont Ventoux. I'm currently battling up the mountain in the dark, exhausted after riding over 1,000 kilometers in just 3 days. Looking down to my left, over the nighttime lightscape of southern France, far below, I told myself that I must already have gained over a kilometre in elevation, and just for a moment, allowed myself to look proudly back on what I had accomplished so far, rather than fearfully forward at what was to come. I no longer felt the urge to stop, I discovered. No longer had any sense of beginning or end or of anywhere else I might be. I had become a creature who climbed. There was no room in me for any other impulse, no reason or logic behind it, no sense of destination or reward. My awareness was narrowed to the dark road curling up the mountainside ahead of me, the cold moonlight as it fell on the silvery scree slopes around me, and the fierce racket of the wind above my head. I knew distantly that my arms and legs were trembling with exhaustion, and I was slightly too cold in my thin cycling jersey, but stopping to put on another layer was beyond me. I remembered what Reinhold Messner had written about his solo ascent of Everest 35 years previously. I can scarcely go on. No despair, no happiness, no anxiety. I have not lost the mastery of my feelings. There are actually no more feelings. I consist only of will. Maybe that was the stage I had reached. No energy left for any thought or feeling apart from the will to go on. I went on. It was all there was to do.